You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and it's time now for your expanded local news break. A man accused of causing a crash that killed a Coles County couple just last week is now the subject of an immigration detainer issued by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Authorities say 34-year-old Edwin Pacheco Meza, a Honduran national, was behind the wheel of a large van that collided head-on with another vehicle on West Lincoln Street in Westfield. The crash claimed the lives of Michael Clayton, a member of the Coles County Board, and his wife, Gail. According to the Illinois State Police, a crash occurred when Pacheco Meza's van crossed the center line and struck the Clayton's vehicle. Both Pacheco Meza and his 18-year-old passenger, identified as Juan Morales Martinez of Guatemala, were uninjured in the collision. Law enforcement officials later confirmed that both individuals were in the country illegally. Pacheco Meza has been charged with reckless homicide and aggravated driving under the influence, and he was denied pretrial release during a hearing earlier this week and is scheduled to return to court on November 17th. ICE officials say Morales Martinez is currently being processed for immigration proceedings. State Representative Chris Miller of Hinesboro addressed the incident during a press conference in Springfield on Tuesday, emphasizing that issues related to illegal immigration do extend beyond Chicago. He noted that the case highlighted growing concerns about the safety of local communities and the enforcement of immigration laws across Illinois.
We have seen victims of illegal immigrant crimes in Champaign County, in Stevenson County, in Sangamon County, and now very close to home in Clark County and Coles County. Governor Pritzker talks about illegal immigrants being his people. Well, guess what? His people are killing our people. Illegal immigrant criminals like these two men in the vehicle that caused the Clayton's deaths are flocking to Illinois for one reason, because Democrats offer them sanctuary here. This has to stop, and the Trust Act needs to be stopped and repealed.
The Illinois State Police continue to investigate this crash. The Festival of Lights is coming back to Forest Park in Shelbyville, and organizers need the community's help to make it happen. November 21st is when the lights go on for people to view. And until then, people can volunteer to help insert light bulbs, create the displays, stand them up, and plug them in. The Festival of Lights has been a Shelbyville tradition now for over 20 years and is now part of a wider effort to attract visitors to a variety of light shows in central Illinois. Bill Bly is the head organizer of the Festival of Lights. He says the setup is complex, but because of the nature and size of some of the displays, but is also because of the sparse arrangement of power sources.
Yes, we have over 600 individual displays, and some of them are very big. And it takes a lot of work to get them out there and ready to set up. And we need a manpower to lift them up. So,
yeah. And so you'll actually take help in both those areas, right? Just getting them ready.
Yeah, right. Right now we've got almost everything in the park.
Okay.
Laying on the ground.
Ah.
But now we have to get everything out there to stand them up.
So there's already been a lot of pre-work done.
Yes, we lucked out the last couple of weeks and got a few people out there to help us get everything out there, but they're not set up. So it takes a lot of work to get them set up.
Yeah.
A lot of muscle.
Yeah.
And then what people understand too, once we get them up, we got to plug everything in.
Yeah.
Which takes a long time, and not too many people know about electricity. So.
With less than a month to go, much of the setup still needs to be done. That's why Bly is calling on the local community to step up and help prepare the displays.
That's right. We got most of them out in the park now, but we just have to put them together and stand them up. Okay. And we're running shorter time. 21st of November is our opening night. And after we put them up, then we have to plug everything in, which takes a long time too. So
sure,
we have an awful lot of work to do and short time to get there.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody ought to write a song about that.
Yeah.
But even getting them out and getting them laid out, as you say, to get them to stand up and get the electricity hooked up and all that, just to make sure everything's working, all that takes time as well.
It does. It takes a long time. And some of those displays have 4 to 8 pieces. They all got to be bolted together. And we put an iron skeleton on the back to stand them up, and wow. Like I say, it's a lot of work, and we're slowly getting there.
The displays this year will feature a new set of light bulbs. As such, organizers are offering the old bulbs to those in the community.
We replaced all the LED bulbs, but then they come out with a brighter and more colorful bulb. So now I'm replacing the old LEDs, so the new ones are looking like a lot brighter, more colorful.
Bill, it's not the first time you've done that.
No.
You replaced all those lights here
Yeah,
a few years back.
time again, yeah. In fact, I got 30,000 used LED bulbs. That anybody need bulbs, come out and get them for free. So
Oh my.
I hate to throw them away, but they're not usable for me because
Okay, so if you've got some home displays or
Right.
something,
Yeah.
Bill's offering you free light bulbs
right,
if you just stop
Free-
by the park.
free LED bulbs.
Yeah.
Like I said, the new ones are so much brighter, and we can't mix them because the new ones are outshine the old ones. So
And he may not even recruit you to work out there either, just to get the free bulbs.
no, you don't have to. No, just they're in my way. I hate to throw them away because they are still usable.
Businesses and even individuals can support the event through donations and sponsorships. Sponsors can have a yard sign created to place within the course.
Yeah, we get our income two ways: sponsorship and donations, and a lot of local businesses sponsors. And we've had a few individuals who want sponsors that don't have businesses. I have my sign out there, the Bly family,
Yeah.
and there's a few others, and we've had people that said they'd like to sponsor the light by having a sign for their family. And
Yeah.
we've got some new businesses in town, and
Yes.
so we're recruiting as many sponsors as possible.
So you get these real estate signs, if you will, that size of a sign
24
put
by
up out there
36.
by the displays, 24 by 36.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you go about getting the signs so that can get it out on display there?
Well, contact me and Corner Copy. We'll change their name now, but
Yes.
they're making our signs for us,
Okay.
and signs are $75.
More information is available by contacting Bill Bly at 217-259-2361. Bill Bly appeared as a guest on the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Looking to save more and stress less? This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we're here to help you build a stronger financial future with great loan and deposit rates, convenient locations, and service from people you know and trust. We're member-owned, member-focused, and proud to serve anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, or Shelby counties. Discover the credit union difference. TCCU is your partner in financial success. Member NCUA.
A Shelbyville family is using their land to grow pumpkins to sell at the roadside. Frederick's Pumpkin Patch is an endeavor only a few years old. The family behind it began with plenty of land, but little in resources and knowledge when it comes to growing pumpkins. And from all of that, they have developed a blooming business with a wide selection of pumpkins and beautiful decorations of their space. Mac and Becky Frederick run the patch. They combined their past experience with growing sunflowers along with their vintage cars to begin that pivot to pumpkins.
Good friend of mine, Tad Mayhole. He's my neighbor there, and we have a lot of late night discussions, just bouncing ideas off. And this happened, it would have been 3 or 4 years ago, and we were talking about different things. And I said, my folks are getting up there, and we got 7 acres out here, and we used to always plant it in sunflowers, and we would have a big dove hunt. September hits, and I mean, it was a party out there. And I said, well, there's got to be something else we can do. I said, I'm going to plant pumpkins in it and sell them at the end of the driveway. And, that'll help them through the winter months. And it went over great. We didn't have much. I've always had vintage cars. I try to drive them daily. And I set those out there for decoration. And I think we probably had, 10 or 15 pallets?
Yeah, probably.
Out there with pumpkins that year. And but it still worked out good. People showed up and they enjoyed it.
The Fredericks were initially cautious not to produce too much. However, the community turned out in such numbers that they've encountered the actual exact opposite problem.
Fast forward to last year, and we grew what we could there on the property, and I quickly realized I didn't grow enough, and I ended up having to buy pumpkins last year to continue through the season. Tremendous amount. We've really been pushing the the Facebook post, we use that as a tool.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people. I do every Friday what I call the Friday Pumpkin Patch Report, and I start those in March, kind of to bring all of our followers along with us. They know, I tell people nobody's thinking about pumpkin patches in June
Right.
until they follow that page, because
That's
every
great.
Friday they get something, and it seems like folks enjoy it. I'm sure I've lost followers from pushing pumpkins in August, but no, it brings all of our followers every step of the way. They get to see the process.
Like for many farmers in Illinois, the mostly dry summer has made crop production a tad difficult. Luckily for the Fredericks, though, they played their cards right with their timing.
Fantastic.
This has been a very warm year, and I tell everybody, we were out there picking pumpkins. It was 100 degrees some of those days, and like everything, the calendar doesn't wait. Opening day was coming, and you had to get them out.
And you're talking about this year.
Yes.
And this year was a crazy year weather-wise.
It was.
I mean, we've had droughts, we've had rain, we've had no rain. I mean, what?
It was a very tough year for pumpkin growers in a wide swath, going from Missouri through Illinois, reaching clear out to Pennsylvania. I'd read. I think what helped me out a lot was I'm new and I planted early, so I had everything in the ground on May 24th, and everything germinated 1 week later on June 1st. We took advantage of some early heavy rains, and I tell you what, they hit at the right stages.
Wow.
For the pumpkins.
With the pumpkin sales booming, the owners are now focusing on providing fun experiences at their property, especially for the kids.
That we added most of what we have right now. This year, I think last year all we had was the basketball gravity wagon, but we're really trying to focus more and get more activities for kids and more things for families to do. And it's a slow process, but because everything out there I built, and it's just having time to get all the features done.
More information on the Frederick Pumpkin Patch in Shelbyville is available on their Facebook page. Mac and Becky Frederick appeared as guests on the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show. TriStar Academy and Aspire High School had Illinois State Senator Steve McClure drop in just last Tuesday. The visit gave McClure the chance to meet students and tour classrooms while hearing directly from teachers and staff about their work being done for his district's students. During his time in Springfield, Senator McClure has been a consistent advocate for Illinois schools, with legislation addressing teacher shortages, learning gaps, and a shortage of qualified bus drivers. He began his visit with a stop to Mrs. Buck's civics class before joining students for lunch and sitting down for a conversation with several school leaders. The group discussed challenges students are facing outside of school and how those struggles can affect their learning. Taking part in the discussion were Natalie Hall, Emily Nelson, Aspire High School Principal Amber Kidd, and Effingham High School Principal Kurt Roberts. Each shared how collaboration between them and the personalized support are helping students to find success both in and out of school. One highlight of the day came when Senator McClure met Paisley, a student ambassador at Aspire High School. Paisley spoke about her experience in alternative education and how the program has shaped her moving forward. Adopted after the loss of her biological mother, she shared her story with community groups and school leaders to help raise awareness. Principal Kidd praised Paisley for her resilience and leadership, saying that her story represents what Aspire strives to accomplish every day. Students enjoyed the chance to meet Senator McClure and share what makes their school special. The day wrapped up with a group photo and time for individual pictures with the senator. Find out more about State Senator Steve McClure by visiting senatormcclure.com. An Illinois FFA member went on to win a national FFA event. Micah Lands from the Prairie Central FFA chapter claims the top individual honor in the farm and agribusiness category. Prairie Central would go on to take second in the Farm and Agribusiness LDE team competition as well. The application process is open for the Illinois Farm Bureau Rural Development Grant Program. Things just now kicking off. Illinois Farm Bureau's Ryan Tate says the grants will be awarded in conjunction with county farm bureaus and their local partners. For more information about the program, contact your local county farm bureau or email rdgrants@ilfb.org. This will conclude the second portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by CNB Bank and Trust.
At CNB Bank and Trust, we believe banking should feel personal. Our checking accounts are designed to make everyday life easier with local service, modern tools, and a team who knows your name. We've been growing with our communities for generations, helping families and farmers and small businesses reach their goals. Because here, you're more than an account number, you're our neighbor. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
When it comes to organizing your life, Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville has some words of advice. Consider pre-planning your funeral. The death of a loved one can be a traumatic event in people's lives, and you can spare your family the burden of planning a funeral when they are grieving. Sutton Memorial Home knows that establishing a pre-arrangement assures that important decisions and your personal selection are made in advance and spares your family an additional burden at their time of loss. Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Caring is what they do best.
88-year-old Nellie Fleming of Rochester died on October 21st. Visitation is November 13th from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be on November 13th at 11 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 63-year-old Rhonda Corbin of Morrisonville died on October 23rd. A celebration of life will be on November 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Morrisonville American Legion in Morrisonville. Douglas, or Doug Scott Crawford of Taylorville, formerly of Kincaid, died on October 23rd. A celebration of his life will be on November 9th at 1 p.m. at the Funky Monkey in Taylorville. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. And 93-year-old Lyle Leroy Reller of Taylorville died on October 27th. A private service for him will be made at a later date. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And that will conclude obituaries, again, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. A quick glance at the weather and what to expect for this week. As for today, it'll be sunny with a high near 61. Winds could gust as high as 28 miles per hour. This evening, a low around 37 and some clouds roll in. For Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high near 66. Some light winds with gusts as high as 24 miles per hour. And again on Tuesday night, clouds will roll in. That low drops to 50 degrees. Wednesday sees a high of 69 and sunny. Some wind to go with it. As for Wednesday night, mostly clear. The low will drop to 39. As you make your way into Thursday, sunny and a high of 64. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.